out. And I'm just going to start with this. I went into this with as little bias as possible, as I don't care much for Christopher Nolan movies, at least not as much as everybody else. Um, but this is probably the best movie he's made to me. Uh, but again, I don't care for them that much. But this is my favorite Nolan film. It's very good, just probably not as good as a lot of people are saying, at least to me. The acting, excellent. All of it, just supremely excellent. Everybody came to do what they're paid to do. Uh, with specific standouts, Robert Pattinson, John Leguizamo, and Anne Hathaway, they all crushed it. Every time they were on screen, I was the most engrossed in the film as possible. The Polyphemus sequence, honestly, small horror movie on its own. And really, if Nolan made a horror movie after seeing this, I really need a Christopher Nolan horror movie. Because damn, does he do tension well. The Cersei scene, speaking of tension, is one of the most disturbing scenes of the year. Probably more than anything in Obsession, Leviticus, Undertone, any of them. I really need a Nolan horror movie. Because damn, is he good at it. Body horror, tension building, just great. The score on every level is a masterpiece. The score might be the best aspect of this movie. It is so good. It's so good, especially the the themes that play during the travel to Hades, Calypso's reveal at the end, and the Siren song. All of those scores are fantastic. They're so good. And the final act, which is like an hour long because it's a Nolan movie, this thing's like 3 hours. And honestly, probably didn't need to be. I'll get into that in the what I didn't like section. But like, yeah, the final act, the second from the second Odysseus gets to Ithaca to the end, this movie became a 10 out of 10. Unfortunately, it wasn't a 10 out of 10 before that. So for this section, I'm going to give a few smaller critiques or like nitpicks before I get into the real thing. And really, it's just like one nitpick, which is other people have said it didn't bother them. Something about the way people talk, specifically the let's go that people have seen in the trailer and complained about, that in context, it does make sense for why he says it. It would have made more sense for it to be something like run or just go. And I really don't like Telemachus calling them mom and dad and not mother and father. I don't know why. It messes with me for some reason. That's entirely on me. It's fine, but it's just a nitpick that I have. Scylla is awful. It looks so bad to me. And it's the worst section of the movie, easily. Now, this might be a bit of a spoiler for the sole fact that if you know the Odyssey, these things not being in here don't make a lot of sense. There's no gods. At most, we get Athena with an asterisk. And I'm not going to explain why there's an asterisk. Watch the movie to figure that out. But, like, there's no Zeus, no Poseidon, no Aeolus, which means there's no Windbag, which just really messes with the movie to me. And part of that leads into my biggest problem with the movie. My biggest issue is I don't think Christopher Nolan wanted to make an Odyssey movie. He wanted to make one about all of the suitors and Ithaca and Telemachus and Troy. Quite frankly, I think he wanted to make an Iliad movie that ended with Odysseus coming home, which I think he would have done a lot better. Because despite all of the scenes being really good standalone in the movie, none of the fantastical elements work that well. The Lystragonians don't work. The Cyclops, Cersei, Scylla, all of those scenes, with the exception of the Scylla scene, they're fine scenes in and of themselves, but when put with the movie, they're not that good. Like, it's really difficult to explain, but it feels like he put all of his care and effort into the suitor scenes and anything with Telemachus because he knows character interaction very well. He does character drama very well. But there's no real character drama from Odysseus and his crew. There's no real tension in why his crew starts to get angrier and angrier at him. Mostly because there's no windbag, which immediately takes out a critical aspect of the story in his crew continuously not listening to him. They also take out a lot of his intelligence, like the Polyphemus scene. I'm sorry for any of these spoilers, by the way, but if you don't know the story of the Odyssey at this point, I don't know what to tell you. They took out the wine poison scene and the nobody idea. And I'm just like, why did you take away a lot of Odysseus's intelligence, at least until the end? Which, again, the ending is great. If you took all the fantastical scenes out of this movie, I think this movie would be stronger for it. Just have it be the suitors, and then Odysseus is trapped with Calypso. He tells her a shortened version of his story, and then he goes home. And the ending happens. And honestly, the movie would probably still be like an hour and a half, and we're golden. But yes, that's my biggest issue with the movie. It is a well shot, perfectly scored, perfectly performed movie that I don't know if Nolan was the correct choice for. Again, he's great at the character interactions, the interpersonal drama, and that shines. That shines through any of the scenes with Troy, Menelaus, Telemachus, Penelope, Odysseus when he gets home. All of those are great. The final act was so good. But the more fantastical elements left me wanting so much more, which I don't think is a good thing in a movie about the Odyssey. We barely even see Charybdis, which is insane to me. Like, there, it feels lacking in so many parts of that honestly it doesn't really feel like an Odyssey movie. It feels like a Trojan War backstory to inform us on Odysseus just killing all the suitors. But so I don't really know what else to say. It left me wanting a more cohesive timeline, if that makes sense, because it's also told incredibly out of order for a lot of it. Not the actual events that are happening are out of order. It's just a bunch of flashbacks and flash forwards. It's a bit of a jumbled timeline. I won't say mess, but it's a bit of a jumbled timeline. It's a great movie, just not one of the greatest of all time, like everyone's saying. I do think it is Nolan's best movie, but again, I don't particularly care for Nolan's movies. I'm one of the few people who don't like the Dark Knight trilogy that much. I think the Dark Knight's good, but not great. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, good movie, best Christopher Nolan movie. Not a great Odyssey adaptation, I'd say, and I'm not even the biggest Odyssey fan. It just felt a little weird to me for some of the choices, but overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a very good movie. Oh, and before I go, to all the idiots who cared about Elliot Page and Lupita Nyong'o being cast in this movie, they're in it for like 5 minutes of the 3-hour movie. But even if they were main characters in this movie, just shut up. Just shut up. Just stop it. It's 2026. Get whatever bigotry you have. It's just the stupidest thing ever. And also, to all the people who thought Elliot Page was Achilles, Achilles isn't even in the Odyssey. So I know you don't actually care that much. Just stop. Alright, sorry for that little rant. But yeah, I just thought all that stuff, all the controversy around this movie was so stupid. Anyway, so yeah, 8 out of 10, like I said. Good movie, not the greatest, but whatever. I hope you enjoyed watching and have a wonderful day, night, week, whatever.